everyone, welcome back to Virtual Programming with Boys and Girls Clubs at the Fox Valley. My name is Miss Chelsea. I work at the Downtown Club here in Appleton. For today's STEM project, we are going to be learning about how raindrops fall from clouds. So I think it's pretty perfect for the past couple rainy days we've had. Who knows, maybe by now it's nice and sunny. But either way, I have a cool experiment to teach us about the water cycle and how raindrops fall from clouds. So we want to make sure we have our supplies ready, so I'll walk you through what we'll be needing for this experiment. So the first thing you'll be needing is a clear jar or glass, either one will work. You just want to make sure that you can see through the jar clearly, and you want the mouth to be a little bit wider on top if possible. If not, that's okay. You will also need a spoon, plastic or metal, it doesn't matter for this experiment. You will also be needing some food coloring, and then depending on the number of colors you're using, you will need one small dish for each color. So I have 4 colors, so I have 4 containers here. You'll also be needing some water for this experiment, so whether you have a glass of water handy or a sink nearby, either one of those would be great. The last thing you need is some shaving cream. So you can probably find shaving cream in your parents' medicine cabinet. Before you go looking though, please make sure to ask permission, whether it's mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, or even an older sibling. You want to ask them permission before you go and grab their shaving cream. We don't need a lot of it. We'll be needing just a couple squirts. So if they're willing to let you borrow a little bit of it, that would be great. So the first step in our project is to take all of our containers and fill them with water. So for these little ones, I just put in probably about half the cup full of water. Again, I have 4 containers because I will be using 4 colors, so I have 1 container for each color. If you'd like, we can go ahead and add our food coloring. Our next step is to go and fill our glass jar with water. So as you can see, I filled mine a little bit more than half full. I left some room at the top because we are going to be adding some shaving cream, and then we're going to be adding our rain. So I've moved to a different space where you can see through the water a little bit more clearly. So our first step is to fill our jar with our cloud, or shaving cream. So you're going to want to make sure the shaving cream is covering the water in the jar. And just as a reminder, it will foam up a little bit. So start small and fill in as needed. Alright, and then our next step will be to start adding our rain. So those different colored waters we made a little bit earlier in the video, what you're going to do is take your spoon and you're going to start dripping in a little bit of your colors on top of your cloud. And so we'll keep doing that until the rain becomes too heavy for our cloud and breaks through into the air or the clear water on the bottom. So why don't we get started and see what happens. If this is your first time learning about the water cycle, I want to talk you through a couple of steps while we do this project. Water on our Earth never completely disappears. It's often recycled through different steps in the water cycle. So after it rains, when water becomes warm enough, it evaporates. So think of those puddles on the ground that disappear. That water is up in the air, and when it finally cools down to a certain point, it condenses into either rain or snow. When this happens, something called condensation occurs, and a cloud will form, which is made up of billions and billions of little drops of water. Eventually, that water is so heavy that it can no longer be held up in the air, and it falls to the ground as rain or snow when it's really cold. After that, the whole cycle starts over again, and that's what our water cycle is. So what do you think of our rain cloud today? It's kind of cool to see a version of what's happening up in the clouds when it decides to rain, isn't it? So as you can see by our example here, that cloud layer is still there, but the water got so heavy that it finally broke through into the clear water down here. So what that would be in our everyday rain is that those colored waters would have been our rain coming down through the air. So pretty cool, huh? Thank you for joining us for another STEM project with virtual programming here at Boys and Girls Clubs of the Fox Valley. I hope you enjoyed this activity. As always, if you did the project along with the video, please feel free to share your results. I'd love to see your beautiful jars full of colorful raindrops. As always, I want to let you know that I'm proud of you for continuing to learn and grow every day, even while we're not in school. I wish all of you the best, and I'll see you on the next video.